What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as Wrestlelamia gives you the scoop on the latest and greatest in professional wrestling, including whether MVP deleted a message calling out Hulk Hogan as a racist, H Praises AEW, Adam Cole issued an official apology to Pat McAfee for his actions, Jericho praises an NXT star, Vince addresses WWE's poor ratings, a female wrestler called out Brock Lesnar backstage, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos. But now let's hit the intro and get straight into the first story. Now our first story looks at MVP deleting a message calling Hulk Hogan out as a racist. A recent Instagram message by Viking Raiders Eric led to a reply by MVP that suggests MVP thinks Hulk Hogan is a racist. Eric posted a photo of him and the Immortal One with the following message. "One of my earliest memories is sitting on the floor with my dad watching Hulk Hogan on television. 1 year ago, I got to meet my childhood hero, and let me tell you something, brother, it was awesome." MVP apparently didn't see Hogan in the same light and replied, "And then I found out he hates me and people that look like me." MVP deleted his reply, but someone managed to take a screenshot and immortalized it forever. Although Hogan has apologized repeatedly for his remarks he's made on the leaked videotape, not everyone has forgiven him, and MVP appears to be one such person. Next up, the time a female wrestler challenged Brock Lesnar backstage. Current AEW wrestler Big Swole is quickly making a name for herself in AEW, and a recent story she shared on the AEW Unrestricted podcast suggests she's not afraid to step outside her comfort zone. Big Swole, aka Ariel Hull, recalls the time she was backstage at a WWE event. Not only did she work there briefly, but she's also married to WWE superstar Cedric Alexander and saw the Beast incarnate Brock Lesnar backstage. "I see Brock Lesnar, and every time he walks past, all the extras, 'Hello sir, hello sir, hello sir,' acting like they got some wedgies, acting all stuck up and stuff. I'm like, he's just a regular person. Stop bothering this man." So the last person bothers him like, "Thank you so much." I walked up to him like, "Hey, Brock, right?" He's like, "Yeah?" I was like, "I just want to let you know I can whip your ass." The fact that I had the balls to say that, because I was like, I'm gonna make him laugh, because obviously he was so pissed off with everybody stopping him 24/7, and he's like, "That's funny. What's your name?" I was like, "Oh, I'm Ariel." He's like, "Oh, okay. I'll remember that. You can whoop my ass." I was like, "Yeah, I can whoop your ass." He was like, okay, and he walks off. It's yet another story that shows Brock may have more of a sense of humor than he lets on. Next up, H praised AEW. Now, during the WWE's annual conference call, H was asked whether AEW is eating into some of WWE's market. The Executive Vice President of Global Talent Strategy and Development replied, "To me, there's a moment in time when you begin something and it's very exciting and it's fresh and there's some interest in it, certainly. But it's a big world. We continue to be focused on our product, continue to be focused on the development of our stars and our performers. And as Vince said earlier, we have a very long track record of doing this incredibly successfully for many, many years, and we will continue to do so." Now, some might suggest that that's a backhanded compliment, but we're sure that AEW would accept Triple H's compliment, even if it was a backhanded compliment. Next up, Chris Jericho praises an NXT star. One person who is definitely putting someone over is AEW star Chris Jericho, who spoke about NXT superstar Karrion Kross and Kross's girlfriend Scarlett during his Saturday Night Special YouTube program.
What do you think, Karrion Kross? Huge potential. He's a mean-looking guy. Great package, him and Scarlett. They look great. Great ring entrance. I think over time, as he gets to become a better worker, I think that he's going to be very, very big in the WWE. But they need to get him out of NXT. NXT's kind of, I don't know. I think it'd be better to just have him in the WWE. But they got to build him up as they do, so I think he's going to be a big star.
Now, Kross does seem to have a rocket strapped to his back, and the fans are already getting behind him. However, as we've seen time and time again, success in NXT doesn't translate to success on the main roster. Just ask Ricochet that. Next up is WWE headed back to Saudi Arabia. At this point, things are uncertain, but Vince McMahon recently told shareholders, "Oh, that's a possibility. Obviously, Saudi has been going through what we in America have been going through, as far as COVID's concerned. right now I think they're doing a little bit better than we are in the US. Considerably better. So there's a possibility that we will still get a show in before the end of the year as was scheduled. But we're not certain because, who can be certain about what COVID-19 is going to do? Given the current pandemic, fans are wondering if live events will resume anytime in 2020. The WWE would obviously like to run another show in Saudi Arabia and fulfill their contract obligation with the Saudi government, believed to be 2 shows a year. Next up, Adam Cole makes an official apology for his actions. Now, if you watched our recent news video, you saw a clip of Adam Cole losing it on the Pat McAfee show and attacking somebody on the set. If you didn't see it, well, here it is.
Oh, we're gonna go with the size thing now.
Fuck you, Pat! Whoa. Seriously, I'm sick of your shit! I come the whole way here, take time away from my family to come to do your stupid fucking show. And you're gonna continue to disrespect me. Don't touch me!
Whoa!
Fuck you, Pat! Fuck you!
No, fuck you. Get out of here.
Now, Adam Cole has had the weekend to think over things and officially issued an apology to Pat McAfee, even though he didn't put his name in the tweet. In fact, Pat was live when this tweet went out and he read it on his show.
This is the first time we have heard from Adam Cole, by the way, since he stormed out of here after pushing Ty. I've had the weekend to think about everything, and it's still hard to put into words where to begin. First of all, to anyone that I offended, I apologize. Oh, that's me then, right?
Yeah.
Yep. I apologize because I represent a brand that commands respect, not just because of what we do in the ring, but how we handle ourselves outside the ring. Even though he continued to push my buttons, not true. I still should have kept my composure and acted like a professional. I'm embarrassed by my reaction. I will make sure something like that never happens again. Thanks for the continued support, everyone. We didn't have a continued support, but I think he did just apologize to us, which is very nice of him.
I don't like that he just said he instead of your name.
Now, are we getting worked? Is this a case of wrestlers keeping kayfabe alive? If it is, it's a job well done, as we're still not 100% sure if this is real or not. But if it is a work, it's a damn good one. Next up, Vince McMahon addresses the poor ratings in WWE and has a plan B. Given the United States' growing number of COVID cases, what will Vince McMahon do if he's unable to run shows at the WWE Performance Center or anywhere else? During the WWE shareholders conference call, Vince McMahon noted, "Let me just say there's always a B plan I have. I don't want to say right now exactly what that would be, but yes, there is a B plan." Now, he also addressed the poor ratings in WWE, and of course most of it was corporate spiel, telling them they have a 30+ year track record of creating compelling characters and engaging a variety of audiences, blah blah blah, but McMahon stayed positive even though the ratings are at the lowest it's ever been. Conversely, TV viewership trends have been negatively impacted by COVID obviously, and the lack of a live audience. We are still nonetheless the #1 television show on USA Network and constantly the #1 broadcast show on Fridays among key demos. We expect a combination of valuable promotional inventory from our television partners with the return of sports events programming, and a deep roster of charismatic talent that will have a positive impact on viewership over the long term. Now, we've gone through this before, but when will shareholders wake up and see that this is not the case? Yes, COVID has been a huge problem with the ratings, but in the long term, is the problem going to be due to COVID or Vince McMahon? But whilst we're on the topic of Vince, WWE employees are afraid to confront him. Like we said, the problem could be COVID or the problem could be Vince McMahon himself, as nobody calls him out. During a recent episode of the Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer observed, "It's a different Vince from before. It's like everything. The 80s Vince isn't this Vince. That's just the reality of it. It's, he's the problem. I hate to say it, but everyone knows it. It's like it's not a secret, but it's impossible, and it's the thing it's like people will blame. It still outstands me that anyone will go in there and make excuses, or when Vince makes a decision, they'll try to blame someone else for the decision. I guess people are afraid to say, people in the company are afraid to say Vince is the problem. Anyone familiar with the WWE's history knows that Vinnie Mac has always called the shots, and that rare was the occasion when anyone questioned him. The current difference is that Vince McMahon is out of touch with the fan base and unwilling to change as opposed to the past when he changed his product with the times. That was whether it was shifting from the New Generation era to the Attitude Era, or switching from the Attitude Era to the Ruthless Aggression Era. And finally, AJ Styles blames Dixie Carter for destroying Impact Wrestling. The phenomenal AJ Styles was recently on his Twitch channel when he shared his thoughts on what went wrong with TNA/Impact Wrestling. AJ Styles spent much of his wrestling career in TNA and Impact, so he's familiar with the company's ups and downs. At one point, TNA's original owner Jerry Jarrett found himself in need of a big money partner, and he was able to obtain some bucks from Panda Energy. However, as fans familiar with TNA and later Impact know, Dixie Carter, who belongs to the Carter family which owns Panda Energy, became involved behind the scenes, and then later as an on-screen character with the promotion. Styles brought up Vince Russo, who'd worked for the company and has been criticized for the promotion's creative problems, but noted who the real problem was. Do I believe Dixie ruined Impact? Well, it was TNA back then, and 100% Impact. There was a time when it was really gaining ground. The problem was Dixie wanted to be WWE Light, and that's not what people wanted. They wanted to see something else. All she had to do was let us do what we do. It was really that simple. Had she left it to the writers, I think TNA would still be around and be bigger than what they are, but not knowing what's best for business, she hurt TNA. Do you guys agree with AJ about the reasons for TNA and Impact's problems? Let us know in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook for exclusive lists. And I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.